to Nebraska. Agriculture is at the heart of Nebraska, and it shows, especially when you get off the interstate. I always wanted to be a farmer, but that's for another life. For now, I will be content enjoying the view of old barns, grain bins, hulking farm equipment, and countless small towns.
Continue on US 6 East for 6 miles.
We're now heading over to Old 6, and that's supposed to take us to the Little Grand Canyon.
To be more, we all long for Viva La Vida. Around the corner I'll meet you.
It's a very wee Grand Canyon. Not sure you need to stop, but it was a very nice, old Route 6 was really nice and lovely, so that's the better reason to drive it.
The air fills up my lungs and it tickles. Oh, what a joyful feeling. I think I'm gonna stay here.
15 miles from a bakery. The book recommended Schnur's Bakery here in McCook. And so we're gonna go check it out. Gotta grab my jacket, because it's cold. Brown shoe. Of course I stopped, and I bought a pair of shoes. Now to the bakery. I must have spelled it wrong. S-E-H-N-E-R-T. Yeah. There's the door. Ooh. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow. Somebody got here before we did.
Hello.
And they cleaned you out.
Just about.
Man. What are you guys famous for? Look at those.
We also, well, all of our peanut butter rolls are gone.
It's pronounced Sainert. But you do want to get there early. I would love to have seen all the other stuff that they might have had.
And we learn from our mistakes, and we grow from what breaks us. We let it take its time. We long for Viva La Vida. Around the corner I'll meet you. A bit lighter, freer.
Just kind of in the beginning here, kind of go through early history of the county and Midwest and Nebraska and that. In the back we have a player piano that works, and you can hit a button on that. And then we have a model train area with a bunch of stuff that's really popular with kiddos. And then in the Schrock Hall there we have a lot more like agricultural implements and our military stuff. And then we have the Atlanta Prisoners of War Camp exhibit.
Okay, great.
Talks about
Are the buildings open over here?
They should be.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Got a genealogy library here. That's nice. So there are particular families that have kind of put their family history in these rooms all around. Wow, this place is huge. Look at this. What a nice collection. Look, farm to market. Ford farm truck. Model T depot hat. So this is a Model A behind me, and my dad had a Model A. I don't know what year he bought it, but he bought it probably after college, and he paid $10 for it. And before World War II started, he knew that the war was coming. He joined the Navy, and he sold the car for $15, so he made a $5 profit. This letter was a particular gem. It said, "We're writing this letter to you today because we want to help you get your money out of your Model T. It's still as good a car as it was the day the new Model A Ford was announced, and there's no need to sacrifice it. Bring your car to us and let us look it over." And then it stated some prices for various services. New fenders were $3.50 to $5. Labor was $1 to $2.50. 4 new pistons and rings cost only $7. Labor was $20 to $25. There was a prisoner of war camp here in Holdridge, German prisoner of war camp, and they have a little room dedicated to that. The Nebraska Prairie Museum was a surprise and a delight. Of particular interest to us was the prisoner of war display and the story of Thomas Nagley, a 20-year-old refugee from Hitler's Germany who was drafted into the army and served as an interpreter at the camp. He became famous for capturing camp life in a series of 61 paintings, all donated to the Nebraska Prairie Museum.
He was a young U.S. Army corporal at the time, specializing as a German-English interpreter at the POW camps. This was the only time in U.S. history that foreign POWs were held on our soil. Tom, how did you come up with the idea of painting what you saw in the German POW camps, and where did you get the materials to do it?
I was impressed with the drama that was happening there, and I wrote home in a letter to my parents describing the scene. And my father was reminded of the fact that he, in World War I, had an opportunity to document the lives and quarters and labors of French prisoners who had been captured by the German army and were put to work behind the lines at an airfield where he was stationed. And he said in a letter, which accompanied a box of paints and some brushes, now you have a chance to paint the German prisoners in America.
Select a tune. Ooh, gotta select a tune. It needs to be louder, man. Turn it up. I think about you day and night. Great song, right, guys? Somebody's come to save the day. Who is it? Superman! Another nicely done museum in Nebraska, or in the Midwest, or whatever this is. Anyway, that was definitely worth a stop, and we could have spent a lot more time there, but we need to find a place to stay tonight. So I'm gonna go check all stays. $10 a day. It has electric. They have a dump station here, and they have clean water and power. That's amazing. $10. John was reading the bottle of salsa and said that there's a recipe here for sloppy joes. And I'm going to use, I think I have most all the ingredients, but I'm going to, of course, use the Morningstar crumbles instead of ground beef and see what it tastes like. Don't know how it's going to taste, but it sure smells good. I got my guinea pig over here waiting for food. We found these at the Quickie Mart. Here, you hold that. I'll get some scissors. I want you to be honest now.
Be honest.
Completely honest. Tell me whether you like it or not.
Pretty good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try it now. I got some corn chips. It's a good dip, too. Okay, that's a winner. So, John, you're encouraged to read more bottles. John's going to wrap the bikes because it might rain tonight, but in the meantime, I wanted to share that we were just reading some information about US 6, and apparently the halfway point is somewhere in Nebraska. So we are halfway to Cape Cod, Provincetown. Definitely one of the strangest buildings I've ever seen. Got a mater here. We stopped at this gas station and John says there's something in here I have to see. The guy that just talked to my husband?
Yeah. We had a theme, and it was of, what do we do? How do we make a mural? And so we were looking for a theme of what to do, and Highway 6 was right in front of us. We thought, okay, well, let's do Highway 6. So my wife and another guy who actually lives in Palm Springs, California now, did the design work for it.
Oh.
And so they...
What's his name?
Yeah, I know. You were going to ask me them trick questions.
Okay, that's all right. Keep going.
Yeah, he'll be mad too because they became such good friends of ours. They came to my son's wedding. Mike is the guy that actually painted it. So, and it took him 2 months to paint it. We had to put a sign on the scaffold, "Do not bother the painter." Because people would come in and they'd want to see the progress. So.
Oh, gosh.
And what he did is he had a scaffold in the middle of the room here, and then he used an overhead projector and projected that on, and then hand drew it, and then basically filled in the areas with
Well, I think we've been to all these places. They trained Mount Whitney, been to the top of Mount Whitney, Queen Mary, the Ward ovens there, the Arches National Park. What's that? That's the Durango. We went there on our honeymoon.
That's funny.
Yeah, Lincoln. We're going to visit a friend in Lincoln right now.
My wife liked, as you could see, my wife liked clouds. So there's different clouds. Then each state has their own stamp, the bird and the flower. She also liked lighthouses. So if you see the lighthouses, she liked those. And there's little hidden things. There's Chief Standing Bear, the Kool-Aid guy who's in Hastings. That's where Kool-Aid was actually first made. We decided to put a flying saucer over Nevada. Just
of course. That's you go right by Area 51.
Yeah. So it was. There's actually, I can't remember the guy's name. He passed away. He had a P-51 that's from Lincoln, and then so his name was on the plane and such, so he was a neighbor of my dad's. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
this is so cool.
It was pretty fun. We had to create our own stamp, and because of a state, and so the stamp's got the truck. This truck here, this truck was built in Lincoln, the Patriot. Then my dad was driving the truck. My mom, who passed away, she's the Monarch butterfly by the pump, because she was in the Monarch House, which was a great place for it. So let's see. Now I assume you've been over into the restaurant.
No.
What?
No.
You haven't been out in the restaurant?
No, here?
Yeah.
No, because we were heading to.
Oh, you got to
meet a friend.
At least walk down the
I
restaurant.
will. Thank you.
The few gas pumps that you see here, you'll see many more down there. There's another mural up in the corner of the restaurant. So we did, which is another long story. There's a go-kart and a trailer size that a friend of mine gave it to me, and I said, that's going to cost me a lot of money. He said, no, I'm giving it to you. I said, no, it'll cost me. So we painted another mural up on the wall in there.
Wow.
These guys, now, if you notice the backdrop for the pop and stuff like that, and the coffee bar, it is the same. It's Highway 6. And when we built this, I just overspent.
That was so cool meeting that owner. His name is Dave Shoemaker. And if you're ever in Lincoln, you have to go there. They have a restaurant. They have homemade pie. We didn't eat there, but maybe we can go back. because my friend only lives a few miles away. And I don't think the audio is going to turn out very well, but you know, you do what you do. So go there, see the mural, talk to Dave. He's a great, interesting guy. He'll tell the whole story. Lux Center for the Arts is not just an art gallery, but a community art center offering classes in ceramics, painting, drawing, and metalworking.
This part of the Lux, this is our main gallery, our main art gallery. Right now we have a show with our artist in residence. We have an artist in residence program. We've had over 60 artists in residence here for the last 20 years, and there's 39 artists represented in this show.
What's that hanging around your neck?
I keep buying stuff everywhere we go.
What's that hanging around your neck? Wait, you got new shoes, right? You got a scarf.
Hand-painted silk scarf.
Yeah, well, it looks, you got too close to the camera there, but your viewers will understand. You're excited.
John.
My friend Joe is the executive director, and he took us on a tour of the murals created by 9 street artists in 2021. And then Joe took us to see the very impressive State Capitol building. The design was the result of a nationwide competition won by a New York architect. It was completed under budget and at a cost of less than $10 million in 1935. Tile ceilings, marble mosaic floors, and beautiful murals depicting the history of Nebraska decorate the interior. Our next stop was to replace some of John's clothing that he discovered was ripped.
Think about that, Pilgrim.
I love that. I do too.
What do you think? You're deciding to go here.
That looks awesome.
Give me one of these or give me one of those.
One of these.
All right.
I like it. John's got his new shirt on.
Don't think I could look much cuter.
That's one thing I didn't do before we left. I didn't check his clothing. And boy, was it pathetic. So we had a shopping spree yesterday, and he's got some new pants, some new tops. Oh, you're going to love his rooster shirt.
Happy birthday to me.
Well, it's not today, so.
Month.
Actually, when this video comes out, it might be your birthday.
Might be.
No, anyway.
It'll be close.
Okay, nice night, though, here in the Shoemaker gas station. Restaurant, whatever they call it. Anyway, nice spot. We slept really well. Got down to, I don't know, high 30s somewhere, so not too cold. And yesterday we shipped a box of stuff home because he got new clothes. He has to get rid of stuff. Shipped some stuff home. We shipped our extra blanket home because we don't need that anymore. We find we only need the extra blanket when the temperatures are like low 30s and then colder. So that's gone. So we have a little bit more room. I'm not sure. I guess that.
And when it gets cold, we cuddle.
Oh, stop it. And since we're at the gas station, John's going to go inside to get coffee this morning. They probably have real coffee, unlike my instant coffee. We are in Omaha and going to check out the Durham Museum. It's supposed to be a famous train station. This looks like at LA's Grand Central Station. It's beautiful. This museum is part of the Smithsonian collection of museums. not make a good husband.
1803, President Thomas Jefferson signed the Louis. The biggest question was nicknamed Magic City.
This coin was proposed as the first U.S. cent, and George Washington rejected it because he felt having his picture on a coin was monarchical and because he was against private mints. Wow. He was a smart man. This is what James West would ride in. Wow, this is the first class. Whoops. Oh, this is nice. That's cool. Check out the caboose.
Hi, sailor, new in town?
Henry Doorly Zoo and Aquarium. That looks cool.
We loved our time in Nebraska. Who knew it had so much to offer?